Hey, Mama. Welcome to Marketing Without Socials for Moms, the go-to podcast for moms in business who want to stop relying on social media to build their business and build it in a way that fits their current season of life. I'm your host, Andria, a wife, mama of two, and visibility strategist for moms. Each week, I'm giving you the inside scoop on how to increase your visibility, leads, and sales through podcasting, email marketing, and collaborations. Ready to truly make social media optional in your business? Grab your chai tea latte and let's dive into today's episode. Hey, Mama. So this week on the podcast, I'm going to be dropping a new episode daily. And the reason why is that I am in launch mode for the Social Media Detox Club. So the membership price is increasing. It's going up to $97 a month. However, for the next 10 people that join, you'll be able to lock in the current price, which is $57 a month. The membership has grown so much since I launched it back in June of this year, so June 2024. I've added a lot of new features and providing more individualized support. So some of the things that are included is that when you join, you get a day in Voxer with me where we can map out your visibility plan. Everything from deciding on what type of contributions you should offer in bundles to what your signature topic should be for speaking engagements and podcast guesting, as well as what you should be promoting when you are, doing these speaking engagements and podcast guesting to essentially move these people over to your email list, right? So you're not just doing these things and not actually generating leads, but coming up with that strategic plan. I also added in audits where I will audit your welcome sequences, the copy for your landing pages, and also audit your analytics. So take a look at your welcome sequence analytics to see what's going on with the open and click rates and give feedback on things that you can change to increase those things. So a lot has come from this, and there are a lot of exciting things coming for the membership in 2025. And so if you've been thinking about joining, if you have been eyeing the membership and you really want to focus on increasing your visibility in the new year and doing it in a different way, doing it in a way where you don't have to rely on social media, doing it in a way where you're getting in front of established audiences, now is time to join the Social Media Detox Club. So I'm going to be talking about this amazing membership today and sharing, how it can support you with bringing in new leads consistently, especially, again, if you are in this season of business where you're like, I need to bring in more new leads in 2025. This episode is for you. The Social Media Detox Club will support you to do that. So many of us right now are mapping out, our 2025 business goals and what we want to focus on next year. And like real talk, one of those goals should be to generate more leads in 2025, to generate more leads for your business. So back in episode 177, I broke down why your visibility can't wait. And so I'm not going to dive into that in this episode, but I will link the episode in the show notes if you want to take a listen. But the bottom line is that visibility is how you generate leads. You have to be seen and heard by the right people to grow an audience to sell to. And this is exactly why I created the Social Media Detox Club. When you join and you apply the strategies I teach inside, you will generate a minimum of 50 leads per month. This has been, across the board for the mamas inside. They apply the strategies, they participate in the collaborations, and they generate a minimum of 50 leads. Some people, they generate way more than that. Especially if they're doing, more than like 3 or 4 collaborations per month. But this has been the reality for the mamas inside of the membership. So let's get into how the Social Media Detox Club can support you in generating more leads in 2025. First thing first is that this membership helps you to stop relying on social media for visibility, and it really teaches you how to effectively leverage collaborations for lead generation. I've been seeing so much talk about people saying, they're tired of bundles, bundles don't work for them, or saying, they've done podcast guesting, but they don't actually, hear back from many of the listeners or sign any clients from it. They've done, speaking engagements and stuff, and they don't see any conversions. Well, that has not been the reality for the mamas inside of the Social Media Detox Club. I literally have one mama who booked out the rest of her services for this year, and she did it primarily through bundle collaborations and podcast guesting. Another mama shared that she's had people join her membership from podcast guesting. Other mamas are even seeing where before they've set up like tripwires and upsells for bundle collaborations and never had anyone convert. And now they're seeing those conversions. I myself have signed people into my membership from bundles. And I'm talking like somebody like actually converting from my welcome sequence, somebody who is brand new to me. That has been the reality for us. And so a big part of it is the strategy behind it, right? The thing is that for many of us, when we started our businesses, we were told that we had to be on social media. Social media essentially legitimizes your business and stuff. And the thing is that platforms like Instagram, TikTok, Threads, social media platforms aren't the only visibility platforms. When you leverage collaborations for visibility, it allows you to take a step back from social media when you want or need to without it impacting your lead generation. I talk about this a lot on the podcast. The reality is that life is going to happen. And especially as a mom, and if your kids are still like very young, very reliant on you, there are going to be times where like social media is going to have to be put off to the side because you just don't have the capacity to commit to it. And the amazing thing about collaborations is that it doesn't require a lot of your time. Like podcast guesting, I say this all the time because it's just phenomenal how podcast guesting can work for you. You can record an interview today and you can still continue to generate leads from it weeks, months, years after it's gone live. I actually had this happen. Someone I connected with inside of like a group program, we really hit it off well. And we started talking in the DMs and stuff. And she shared with me that she remembered me from hearing me guest on her coach's podcast. And so she was like, you know what? My coach trusts you. I really enjoyed your interview and gained a lot from it. And so she ended up, one, joining the membership, but then she also joined the accelerator. And so I was a guest on her coach's podcast. I want to say the interview went live like at the start of 2024. It was like January 2024, or it may have even have been like the end of 2023. So that interview still worked for me, even though it was published almost a year ago. Like that is what you need. Like that helps with sustainability. You can have something that continues to work for you even when you can't show up. And even like for bundle collaborations and speaking engagements, like it's not something that you have to do like every single day. Like if you do 2-3 collaborations per month, you can consistently generate 50 plus leads per month. Like it does not have to be overly complicated. And so inside of the Social Media Detox Club, I teach you how to leverage, podcast guesting, speaking engagements, and bundles to attract quality leads for your business. The curriculum inside of the program shows you exactly how to leverage each of these collaboration types so you actually see a return. You also get support from me and the other mamas inside of the membership in the Slack community. One of the things I love like in the Slack community is like if someone poses a question, like it's not always just me answering, other mamas chime in too. Or if I know someone would like be able to really provide some great insight, I will tag them and say, hey, I know so-and-so has experience with this. Let's see what she says. Like just getting that community support, but getting other eyes on your business, it just makes a world of a difference. Like you can gain so much clarity. The other thing is that the Social Media Detox Club helps cut down the amount of time you have to spend on visibility and lead generation. One thing that usually impacts our lead generation is not having the time to prioritize it. Between being a mom, if you're a wife, every other title you have, and then throw in, the nerve to run a business too, your time and capacity are limited. And so when you're bogged down with client work, the first thing that usually drops off is your visibility. This is when you see people showing up on socials less. This is when you see people, not consistently emailing their list. This is when you see people, not publishing new podcast episodes because they are so bogged down with client work. And in that moment, they have a full client load. But then when somebody offboards, when a project ends, now they're scrambling to find a new client. But because they weren't prioritizing that lead generation, it's taking them much longer than it should be. It's taking them so much longer. And now they're stressed because they need to replace that income. And so now they're trying to hurry up and generate leads and nurture that audience and all of the things. And it's like, you don't have to be in that state of panic. You don't have to be in this, I want to say it's like kind of fight or flight mode in a sense, like, cause you're anxious, you're worried, you need to replace that income. Like it doesn't have to be that way. When you continue to prioritize lead generation and nurturing your current audience, when you have a spot open up, you can easily fill that spot because you've continued to do what you need to do. You have a warm audience to sell to. So you can't just ignore lead generation. Like you can't just completely put it on hold or whatnot. So the Social Media Detox Club makes it simple for you to consistently get visible and bring new leads into your world monthly. And so inside of the membership, I find the collaboration opportunities for you. The visibility and collabs directory, I update that weekly with new collaboration opportunities. So I am finding bundles for you. I am finding podcasts that are looking for guests. I am finding speaking engagements, and this is including, virtual summits and speaking in front of memberships and other private communities. When I come across blog guesting opportunities, I add that to the collaboration directory too. And next year, it's my goal to be able to start adding in opportunities for article features because that is another great way to get visible without it requiring a lot on your part. And because I am doing that for you, the mamas inside essentially spend less than 2 hours per week on their visibility and lead generation. And this time is now even going to be less since I just added a new resource that helps organize everything you need when applying for collaborations. So I've created this Google Doc that essentially has all of the information you need, whether you're applying for a bundle, applying for, podcast guesting, or for a speaking engagement. And I created it because one of the mamas shared with me that, it was taking her such a long time to complete these applications for collabs. And I was like, okay, let me create something that will help you really organize everything. So that way, when you go to apply, you just have to go to one place to grab everything you need. And that is going to help you cut down the amount of time you're even spending on applying for these collaborations. And one of the last things I want to say about the Social Media Detox Club is that it helps you get in front of the right audiences to generate quality leads. A big part of effective lead generation is attracting the right people, getting in front of the right people, the people who actually want and need what you have to offer. Now, in tomorrow's episode, I'm going to be breaking down how to generate quality leads from collabs. But inside of the Social Media Detox Club, I give you the tools and resources you need to make sure you're attracting the right people. One, there's a training on doing market research so that way you can really clarify your messaging and making sure you are speaking to the right people. Also, inside of the visibility and collabs directory, there is a column for each of the collaboration types that outlines who would be an ideal collaborator for each collaboration. And so you're not going to have to wonder or guess if the collaboration is right for you. You can look at that section and determine whether or not it is worth your time. But even if you're like, okay, I'm still not quite sure if this will work for me, you can come to me and say, hey, Andria, I'm thinking about applying for this collaboration. Do you think this will be a good fit for me? And I will be able to give you that feedback. I want to make sure you're confidently going into these collaborations, knowing that you are actually getting in front of your people. So that is it for this episode. I realized I've never really done an episode where I am specifically talking about my offer. And you know what? For some people, it may be like, that's too salesy. But the thing is that supporting the mamas that I've been able to support inside of this membership and seeing the results they're getting has really lit me up. And I want to help more mamas do the same thing. You have a gift, you have a skill, you have expertise that people need. And I want to make sure that we are getting you and your expertise in front of the people who need what you have to offer. And that is what I support you with inside of the Social Media Detox Club. I help you get more eyes on your business so that you can serve more people in your offers. You can make a greater impact. You can build this incredible business, create this legacy, make an impact in other people's lives while also still supporting your family, living the life that you desire and everything. So as I said earlier, the investment for the Social Media Detox Club is increasing to $97 soon. So if you get in, if you're one of the next 10 people to join, you will be able to lock in the current price of $57 a month. But after that, the price is going to increase. So if you're ready to get more visible in 2025 and do it without relying on social media, head on over to mamaturnedmompreneur.com/membership to join us now and start generating new leads to help you hit your 2025 business goals. All right, mama, I'll catch you in the next episode. Hey, mama. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to hang with me. I would love to keep the conversation going. So head to mamaturnedmompreneur.com/marketing without socials to join my email community. I share even more tips and strategies for building a business that doesn't rely on social media and one that fits your current season of life, as well as more behind the scenes of mom and business life. All right, mama, that's it for today, but I'll catch up with you again next week.